Everyone in the lobby laughed when the rich businessman mocked the janitor's torn shoes. But when he looked closer and saw what was written on them, his smile froze instantly. In a luxurious office building downtown, where everyone wore shiny suits and designer watches, there worked a quiet janitor named Marcus. Every morning, before the city even woke up, Marcus cleaned the marble floors, polished the elevators, and made sure the place looked perfect for the rich executives who barely noticed him. His uniform was clean but old, and his shoes, worn, cracked, and faded, stood out in a world full of luxury. One afternoon, the company's CEO, Mr. Richard Allen, walked into the lobby surrounded by his staff. He was tall, proud, and loved to show off his wealth. As Marcus mopped the floor near the entrance, Richard stopped, smirked, and said loudly, "Looks like someone forgot to tell our janitor that holes in shoes aren't a new fashion trend." The room burst into laughter. Marcus just smiled politely, saying nothing. But then Richard noticed something strange. There were words written on the side of those old shoes, faint but visible. Curious, he leaned closer and read them. The laughter faded. The words said, "For Dad, keep walking no matter what." Confused, Richard asked, "What does that mean?" Marcus hesitated but finally said softly, "My son wrote that for me before he passed away. He said, 'Dad, you work so hard for everyone, but don't ever give up, even when life breaks your shoes.' These are the last pair I ever wore to his hospital room." The entire lobby went silent. Richard's face fell. His pride melted away. He didn't know what to say. Everyone who had laughed moments earlier now stood in shame. The man they mocked wasn't poor. He was rich in a way they could never understand. Later that evening, Richard walked into Marcus's small cleaning closet. He handed him a brand new pair of shoes, but Marcus politely refused. He smiled and said, "Thank you, sir, but I'll keep walking in these. They remind me of who I'm walking for." From that day on, Richard made a quiet change. He started greeting Marcus every morning, stopped judging people by appearances, and began a company fund to support workers' families. And Marcus? He kept walking proudly in those same old shoes, with love written on every step. Never judge someone by what they wear. You might be looking at the strongest heart in the room. Union Show.